Good evening and welcome to the 2018 Matriculation Ceremony for the Jacksonville University class of 2022. We are pleased to have you for this exciting hour of celebration. At this time, please join me in standing for the presentation of the colors conducted by the Jacksonville University Naval Reserve Officers Training Corps. Please stand. Please parade the colors. Please remain standing as our College of Fine Arts students, led by Professor Kimberly Beasley, accompanied by Skylar Miller, class of 2020, together honor our nation with the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please.
Ready, two.
Please post the colors. Thank you, and please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. I am Dr. Chris Sapienza, Provost of Jacksonville University and your host for this evening. It is my distinct honor to welcome you to our 2018 Fall Matriculation Ceremony, honoring our outstanding class of 2022. And yes, I realize it's quite warm tonight, so we will be brief. And a little bit of thunder in the background, too. Tonight we embrace our new undergraduates, the newest member of our Jacksonville University family, a family that has been thriving here, growing since 1934. To the many families gathered here this evening, we congratulate you and thank you for trusting us with this incredible time in the lives of your sons and daughters, and for allowing us this great privilege of being the stewards of their post-secondary education. Our university began in 1934, and tonight, just past the 19th hour, we begin this ceremony. May our time together serve as an introduction to our history as a university community, and may it represent the journey you are beginning right now. Over the next 4 years, you will have extraordinary opportunities, experiences, and challenges. This is in part why our 2018 matriculation theme is Meet the Challenge. It is you, the Jacksonville class of 2022, who will lead us and help us write the next chapter of this university's memorable story. We are so proud you have joined us in a narrative that tells us of excellence, service, knowledge, and collaboration. Because you're still getting to know one another, allow me for a moment to brag about this exceptional class of 2022 and highlight a few of their noteworthy pursuits. In this freshman class, we have students from 41 states and 22 countries. Several of these countries are represented by the flags behind me and demonstrate the far reach of this student body. Historically, it has been our distinction and a sincere honor to graduate students from the U.S. and all around the world, from Bahrain to Uganda and Peru to Mongolia, to name a few. In just a few years, you will join the ranks of nearly 31,000 JU alumni from more than 95 different countries across the globe today. This year, that commitment to a global perspective continues. This incoming class before you is a stunning combination of talent, ambition, and potential. Standing here are Eagle Scouts, Honor Society presidents, team captains, water polo champs, composers, lifeguards, entrepreneurs, philanthropists, debate team experts, a patent owner, thespians, a professional blogger, a two-time world champion sailor, and of course our JU Legacy students who, like their family members, have chosen to call this beautiful campus their home away from home. Tonight, each of you become a part of our family, and we are so proud to finally have you here. So, to the class of 2022, we say welcome. Woo! At this time, I'm pleased to introduce several members of our university leadership and faculty seated on the platform. I ask each of you to please stand briefly when introduced. Vice Provost, Dr. Sherry Jackson. Our keynote speaker tonight and proud JU alumnus, Mr. Dane Gray. More about Dane later. Associate Provost, Dr. Leanne Clements. Faculty and resident, Dr. Ramash Ajikari. Professor and Chair of English, Division of Humanities, and our 2018-2019 Professor of the Year, Dr. Julie Brannon. Commanding Officer of our NROTC program and JU alumnus, class of 1996, Captain Glenn Leverett. Chair of the Faculty Assembly, Dr. Mary Gibson. The chairs of our President's Parents Council, Dr. Robert and Mrs. Cindy Luton. Dean of the Brooks Rehabilitation College of Healthcare Sciences, Dr. Cheryl Bergman. Senior Vice President and Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Randy Freeborn. Dean of the Davis College of Business, Dr. Don Kapner. Naismith Basketball Hall of Famer, voted one of the top 50 professional basketball players of all time, 1971 JU alum and special assistant to the president, Mr. Artis Gilmore. Dean of the College of Fine Arts, Dr. Tim Snyder. Senior Vice President of Enrollment Management, Mr. Bob Stewart. Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Sandra Coyle. Senior Vice President and Director of our Athletics, Mr. Alex Ricker Gilbert. Executive Director of JU's Marine Science Research Institute and Professor of Biology and Marine Science, Dr. Quentin White. Senior Vice President of Marketing and Communications, Mr. Scott Bacon. Director of the Jacksonville University Public Policy Institute, Mr. Rick Mullaney. Our Chief Admissions Officer, Mr. Tom Taggart. Senior Vice President of Economic Development and External Engagement, Ms. Margaret Dees. Student Government President, Leticia Fontes. Senior Vice President of University Advancement, Ms. Kimberly Jones. And finally, we recognize our 2018-2019 Presidential Fellows, both distinguished Jacksonville University alumni, Ms. Mackenzie Bolin and Mr. Mitchell Gallo. Both of these fellows work under the leadership of our Executive Director of the Office of the President, JU Alumna, Ms. Diana Donovan, directing the ceremony from the Swisher Science Green. Thank you, Diana. And thank you all for being here tonight. Also with us tonight is my colleague and well-loved member of our leadership team, Senior Vice President for Student Affairs, Dr. Christy Gover, who will now introduce several of our special guests. Christy?
Thank you, Dr. Sapienza. Thank you, Dr. Sapienza. Before we meet a few of our guests this evening, I want to take a moment to talk about our Provost and Senior Vice President of Academic Affairs, Dr. Christine Sapienza. As Chief Academic Officer, a position she accepted just this past May, she continues to be an inspiration on our campus. Dr. Sapienza first joined Jacksonville University in 2013 as Associate Dean and Program Director for Communication Sciences and Disorders, and she's been hard at work ever since. Leading the formation and strategic growth of the first new college to be added in 30 years, the Brooks Rehabilitation College of Healthcare Sciences, was a high and demanding call to service, and she was exactly the person for the challenge. Under her leadership, our university has accomplished much, including the establishment and accreditation of a new master's degree program in speech pathology, the first in our region, the installation of one of the largest, most sophisticated nursing simulation laboratories in the state of Florida, right here on our campus, and garnering numerous research grants and vibrant partnerships with Jacksonville's medical community. Of course, that's just a quick review of her leadership achievements since arriving here. And you can be sure that her dossier and previous accolades equal a life of influence and success. Tonight, she wears two hats as she stands in for President Tim Cost, who is celebrating his son's wedding out in San Diego. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in thanking Dr. Sapienza, and most importantly, wishing her the very best in her new role as Provost. Seated here tonight are three incredibly talented and inspiring individuals that we would like for you to meet. Best of all, each one is a current Jacksonville University student. When your name is given, please stand briefly and wave. We want the newest members of our JU family to know who you are and for you to serve as a resource for this family. In the VIP section, a sophomore studying sports business, you might better recognize him wearing jersey number 54, right tackle on JU's football team. He is also a resident advisor in North Hall, orientation leader, member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, and a member of the JU Streets marketing team. Please welcome Charles Fordham III. We know Charles by Chuck, and we are so proud of all your hard work. Thank you, Chuck. This JU junior is working toward a double major in international business and marketing with a minor in Spanish. She is both a JU student ambassador and a JU study abroad alum ambassador and an international student. In her spare time, she serves as treasurer for her local chapter of the Food Recovery Network and is a Shake Culture crew member. Her name appears on more awards and lists than I can name here tonight, including Beta Gamma Sigma, Green Key, Circle of Green and Gold, President's List, and Dean's List. Please welcome Natasha Ubani. Natasha, thank you for representing us with such excellence. Our third student, who is working in the crowd tonight, is a young woman who's entering her senior year and studying biology. President of her sorority, Delta Delta Delta, her career interests include orthodontics and dentistry. You may have met her at New Student Orientation this summer, where she served as our events coordinator, and we'll see you tonight at the block party. Please welcome Fallon Mincy. Please join me in also recognizing our student musicians led by Professor Kimberly Beasley. Kelly Wolf, Emily Pate, Olivia Zerkowski, Melissa Allen, and pianist Skylar Miller. Thank you everyone for celebrating with us. Please note in your program that our students were led in this evening by two individuals who truly need no introduction on our campus. Our talented bagpiper, JU class of 1996, Mr. Mike Thomas. And carrying the university mace, someone who has faithfully served the university for a half a century, Dr. S. Walker Blanton. We would also like to thank our faculty marshals who led both students and faculty this evening. Dr. Michelle Edmonds, Dr. David Hooper, Professor Brian Palmer, Dr. Wei Wei Wang, Dr. Colleen Wilson, and Dr. Judith Wingate. We appreciate your service. Dr. Sapienza.
Thank you, Dr. Gover. Now we will hear from Dr. Julie Brannon, our Professor of the Year, who was introduced earlier. Serving as English chair, she is an accomplished academic, has been published multiple times, and regularly makes research presentations at regional and national conferences. Her greatest joy lies in helping our students achieve their potential. She's hardworking and humble. She has made many unique contributions to this university, including the founding of our certificate in editing program and our Women's and Gender Studies minor. Please join me in congratulating and recognizing our very own Jeopardy champion and Professor of the Year, Dr. Julie Brannon.
Good evening. To the outstanding faculty members in the audience tonight, thank you for your enduring scholarship and leadership. We look forward to another superb year as we encourage, challenge, and inspire these undergraduates, our sacred trust as professors. Not all institutions have a ceremony like matriculation, and it is a unique and affirming practice to induct students into our shared task of learning and achieving. Tonight's ceremony is meant to be a foreshadowing of things to come, of the great day when you walk across this stage and receive a degree. But it's more than that. Matriculation is a promise to yourself, your family, and your community to finish what you start here tonight. That promise requires that you, as students, must commit yourselves to the challenge ahead, the full experience, the overall journey, and the final goal. Most importantly, please know that you won't be making that four-year commitment alone. You have each other, you have your families, you also have the support and expertise of our faculty, one of the finest available. In closing, I want to share a quote that I think sums up the meaning and deep commitment that matriculation represents. Life is an occasion. Rise to it. Thank you, and best wishes for a fantastic first year.
Thank you, Dr. Brannon. Students, she's absolutely right about our stellar faculty. During your time here, we offer you the opportunity to learn from the best and the brightest. And now I'd like to introduce you to just a few of them, your partners in this new challenge. From our College of Fine Arts, this creative individual has been previously named Florida's Higher Education Art Educator of the Year and has played a leadership role in 2 new study abroad initiatives at Santa Anta, our partner institute in Sorrento, Italy, and with a professional development program designed for K-12 public school art teachers in Florence. Please welcome Professor of Photography, Ms. Ginger Sheridan. From the College of Arts and Sciences, this widely respected individual is an internationally recognized novelist, essayist, scholar, and political commentator. With a background in architecture, his published works have been praised by the University of Valencia Press in Madrid, Freie University in Berlin, Huffington Post, and Deutsche Welle Broadcasting, to name only a few. Previously named one of the 10 most important contemporary Hispanic authors by Impacto Latin News, he regularly provides commentary on U.S. politics for Spanish language, media in Europe, and the Americas. Please welcome Associate Professor of Spanish, Dr. Jorge Mahfoud. From the Davis College of Business, this noteworthy individual has been a significant contributor to the success of the JU's Doctorate of Business Administration program, serving as a dissertation chair. After a long and successful career as a CPA, he now teaches and conducts research, producing more than 200 citations published by the Journal of Business Finance and Accounting and other major publications. Please welcome the McGehee Endowed Chair of Accounting, Dr. Robert Hooms. Finally, from the Brooks Rehabilitation College of Healthcare Sciences, this individual was key to the successful launch of JU's Exercise is Medicine, and also serves on the Exercise is Medicine Advisory Board. She is also an American College of Sports Medicine certified clinical exercise physiologist. She is committed to the powerful effect of exercise in the classroom and across the global community. She runs our Healthy Campus initiative. Please welcome Associate Professor of Kinesiology and JU Director of Healthy Campus, Dr. Karina Winters. These 4 amazing individuals are just a small cross-section of the talent you will find on this campus. And I can personally attest that our faculty is dedicated to far more than simply showing up. They fulfill requirements, and they move students towards graduation. These men and women are truly committed to you, by name, in person, and most often, beyond your time on this campus. They are truly involved in the student experience. And they understand best at this university that we're interested in sparking your lifelong passion. We're interested in creating meaningful careers and a culture of excellence. That's what we're all about. So please help me once more in showing our gratitude to the accomplished and beloved faculty of Jacksonville University. It is now my great pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Mr. Dane Gray. Dane graduated from Jacksonville University in 2007. And he's now president and CEO of Elite Parking Services of America, a company he created during his time at JU. Mr. Gray and his team were not only responsible for the development of the first human capital management software in the parking industry, but is also the exclusive operator of Ollie, an autonomous shuttle vehicle engineered by Local Motors, making Elite the first autonomous vehicle operator in the United States. A gubernatorial appointee to the Transportation Commission for the state of Florida, Mr. Gray has a long list of accolades, board appointments, and achievements. Among them, current vice chair for the Dolores Weaver Foundation, Jacksonville Business Journal Top 40 Under 40, Leadership Jacksonville Class of 2014, and recipient of the Governor's Young Entrepreneur Award to name only a few. To our university family, he is an alumnus. He's a member of our Board of Trustees, a past Distinguished Alumni of the Year, and tonight, our keynote speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming one of our own, Mr. Dane Gray.
Thank you, Dr. Spacienza. Members of the faculty, distinguished guests, and most importantly, class of 2022, how lucky could I be to sit in front of the largest class or to stand in front of the largest class in the history of Jacksonville University. You guys are phenomenal to that. Parents, I want to give you some calmers before you head home. Sitting behind me is probably the greatest staff tuition can buy. This team of folks will protect your kids, will make sure they go through, and they will have the best educational experience of their life. I promise you. That is for sure. But the topic that I chose today for my speech is Let Your Light Shine. And my hope when I chose it was that JU's model and providing you guys the experience of what JU's model means, how it affected me, and how it actually honestly saved my life. In the end, I hope to leave you with some advice on what you can do when things get hard and when things get really, really down, where you can go and how you can turn to stand up. Now, I've been where you guys have been before. At the age of 18, sitting in that same spot, I was saying to myself, how long is this guy going to be up there talking? What party am I going to go to right after this? When are my parents going to leave so I can go ahead and party? And then the one that came to me the most, because I love food, is what time does the calf close so that I can get something to eat? Yeah, there you go, right there. So I want to go ahead and distill all the questions and answer them right now. The party will be at Williams 210 tonight. No, your parents will not be leaving tonight, so that means that Williams 210 will be empty. And no, the calf will close before sundown, which is now, so that you will be hungry and angry at the same time as I draw this speech out. But I commit to you, if you listen to me and just give me 5 or 10 minutes of your time, I'll provide you with some valuable information that you can take when the times are down. The JU motto is known as Fiat Lux. It's a biblical Latin phrase that means, let there be light. If you understand its illustration, its biblical context surrounds the definitive notion that we, the community, faculty, and parents, are ones charged with the God-given task of bringing light to this world of darkness. Now, when you look into it, there's nothing else to it. It is what it is, bringing light to this world of darkness. Yes, class of 2022, you are that light, and we are tasked with bringing you to that next step. However, in order to attain Fiat Lux, we will need some help from you. We'll need your ears. We'll need you to listen. We need you to follow. We'll need you to jump on board. Now, what I'm about to say is going to come as a shocker to you, because it was to me as a millennial. And in the next 4 years, things will be considerably different. And what you'll notice in this statement is something that's going to stand out. College is not a right, and this degree is not given. It is earned. I know. Same thing I said. I see it in your faces. Wow. I thought it was just I could pay for it. But no, you can't. You'll have to earn it. And with this degree, when you think about the importance and the power of it, think about what it allows you to do. Anything from a transportation from a vessel that has hundreds of people on there, hundreds of souls on board, that carries you across the sea. Anything from providing the United States President information on intel on whether or not we should go to war. Information and positions that stands between life and death of another human being. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, having this degree is a right, and that right will come at a cost. And parents, I'm not talking about financial aid, so you don't have to run right away. I will not send you an invoice. But that 4-year journey that will come at a cost will hit you when times are down. the cost that you will pay will be blood, sweat, and tears. College will not only challenge you mentally, but emotionally and developmentally as well. The two things that very few people talk about. You see, my story started in the same place that you did. 14 years and 4 months ago, in 2004, I tried to drop out of JU. My first semester, I was notified that I was going to be on academic probation. My high school sweetheart left me. I was away from family and friends for the first time in my life, and the only thing between me and quitting were two things. One, I was too afraid to call my parents and tell them. And two, I was too broke to just pop up on them because I had no gas in my car. So, ultimately, I had to muster up enough courage to do number one so that I can get back home. Picking up the phone and calling my parents was an experience because the whole time the phone was ringing, I was praying my mom would pick up the phone because she's a little bit more understanding to my needs, and she would have probably given in, hopefully. And, of course, as the phone rings, it was, hello. Then I immediately knew that this was not going to go the right way. Given a long, drawn-out conversation and telling my dad about all the reasons why I'm an adult and dropping out of college would be the smartest thing for me to do, and I didn't need a college education, and I went on and on and on for about 15 minutes until I heard click. Yep, that was a dial tone. Growing up in a large Jamaican family, as you can tell, they all came back in one swoop, called me up on the phone at the same time, and let me know in the most eloquent way possible that pigs would fly before I came home, and thus I had to just suck it up. So with no home to go to, no job, to earn money and pay for a home, I decided to stay in college. To make matters worse, later that summer, I crashed my car, I tore my ACL, I had massive complications with my surgery, and I found myself sitting in summer school classes for what was supposed to be the easiest semester of my JU career. Quitting was on my mind more now than ever before. You see, my dark path and my emotional roller coaster came in various forms. It came in the form of guilt, embarrassment, loneliness, anger, defeat, and pain. Yes, folks, I am not supposed to be standing in front of you today. However, in spite of all those issues, JU protected me and gave me the pathway to my success. Yes, this very university and the very soil you sit on today provided me with my safety net. It gave me my physical therapy when my knee wouldn't get straight. It gave me a chance to intern, and not just any internship, an internship with the airport CEO at the time. It gave me one-on-one guidance counseling that I needed to graduate in 3 years. It even gave me the challenging classes that spurred my business acumen, which helped me while I started my company, a company that I still run to this day. It gave me hope, confidence, opportunity, promise, and a chance, something the world would have taken from me if I would have left. After it was all done, it rewarded me with my degree, the Aviation Management Student of the Year Award, and most recently the Scott Amos Distinguished Alumni Award. Some universities will eat their young, but this one cherishes it, grows it, and fosters it to make sure it's the best. Behind me, it did everything that was Fiat Lux. So as you go through, remember, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So to finish my speech, I want to leave you guys with 4 key points that I remembered as I was going through college. Point number 1, the world will cast shame on failure. They will tell you to make you feel embarrassed, failure is the worst thing possible. You'll feel less than, you'll feel hurt, and they'll even tell you that failure is going to mess you up. But I'm here to tell you, failure is inevitable. And in this journey, you will fail, and you will fail quite often. But you're only a failure if you don't get back up. So remember, when you trip, please get back up. Point number 2, and this will come as another shocker to you, but college, and a college degree does not guarantee you a job. You will have to market yourself. You will have to meet people. You will have to talk to people. You will have to show the world who you really are and what you know. So, while in college, intern, get to know people, talk about your abilities, and show the world the true prodigy that you are. And I promise you, that coupled with a college degree, you'll get a job with no problem. Point number 3. A wise man by the name of Bruce Wayne once said, "You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain." And yes, I know you're snickering because Bruce Wayne is the Batman, and I am in fact quoting a fictional character. However, his words have profound meaning. You'll find yourself having to make tough decisions. Just live a little longer. And when you have to make those tough decisions, those unpopular decisions, you'll ultimately become a villain amongst different circles. However, just remember that if your decisions are ethical, sound, steadfast, and inclusive of all people, no matter ethnic background, sexual orientation, or race, don't make trepidation of becoming a villain stop you from making the big decision and doing the right thing. If you want to attain success through these hard times, make big decisions while in college. Get involved, make those critical decisions, and be okay as long as you know you're doing the right thing. Point number 4, and last but not least, accompanied with failure and decision making, you're going to embark on something known as fear. And fear is a crippling emotion. Fear is inevitable. And while taking on failure in decision making, fear will immediately come. There are so many of us who make decisions and choose our path in life out of fear, disguised as practicality. Because fear and fear of failing, fear of people talking about you, fear of losing friends, and fear of even just pissing someone off, can mentally and physically be crippling. Sometimes what we really want to do seems so ridiculous and out of reach, we never dare to ask the universe for it, yet alone even give it a chance. To that I tell you, class of 2022, I am proof that you can ask the universe for anything. If I can take the last $1,500 out of my savings account, eat ramen noodles for months, and work sometimes up to 4 jobs to run a transportation company at the age of 20 while at JU, building and writing code and software when I don't even know what code and software look like, and at the time couldn't even basically spell it. But I figured it out. I am here to tell you, you can ask the universe for anything. So do not let fear beat you, because fear cannot beat hard work. So don't let it beat you. As I profusely sweat underneath this robe, I hope I've instilled some words that you'll never forget. If there's anything I've learned while at my time at JU, it's that a degree is not just a piece of paper, but it's a rite of passage to a sister and a brotherhood you can always call on. JU has been creating light such as you for over 75 years, all over the world in many industries that will become your brothers and sisters once it's all over. At JU, you'll find that not only do your parents love you, but your faculty will love you, trustees will love you, your president will love you, and as a fellow alum, I will love you. You'll make friends that will last for a lifetime. This community will embrace you. Take time to reflect on my 4 points when times get really hard. And I promise you, in 4 years, you'll be greeted by members on this stage under this exact same oak tree, a little hotter, but the same oak tree, listening to a commencement and a celebration of all the things you've done. Class of 2022, we look forward to seeing you in the future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dane. Such a pleasure having you. Incredibly inspirational, powerful words. I know each of you will take them to heart. Leading our students now in the statement of matriculation is our faculty and residence, Professor Dr. Ramesh Adhikari. Dr. Ajikari joined Jacksonville University and the College of Arts and Sciences in 2016 as an assistant professor of physics and is our first ever faculty in residence. He is the very first in his family to learn to read and write, let alone receive a formal education and an advanced one at that. After finishing high school in Nepal, he moved to the U.S. to study. He completed his PhD at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, where he studied electron conducting bacteria and their possible application in the field of electronics. In addition to his passion for mentorship, Dr. Ajikari now conducts research on the use of biological materials and the development of sustainable electronics. Just this summer, Dr. Ajikari was awarded a $25,000 grant from the Epley Foundation for Research to conduct and oversee undergraduate research on the development of plant-based electronics. We are incredibly excited about this project and what it means in this age of unprecedented amounts of e-waste and environmental concerns worldwide. Join me in congratulating and welcoming Dr. Ajikari.
Students, as a part of our time-honored tradition, I invite you to stand, follow along in your program, and repeat after me. It must be right next to your chair or something. All right. So you just got to repeat after me, okay? As a student of Jacksonville University, I understand my obligation to support the mission and vision of the university and to live by the Scholar Code of Conduct. I agree to develop my skills to achieve my highest academic potential, dedicate myself to academic honesty and classroom civility, explore my leadership abilities and use them positively, respect Jacksonville University policies and its community, appreciate campus property, both physical and natural. I pledge to honor and adhere to these principles during my time as a member of the Jacksonville University family. Thank you, and please be seated.
Thank you, Dr. Ajikari. This evening, I also have the privilege of introducing Captain Glenn S. Leverett, commanding officer of our unit and a naval surface warfare officer with numerous command tours to his name. He led in combat as a Riverine while deployed to Iraq, led a multi-billion-dollar global logistics enterprise while stationed in the Middle East, and most recently completed a tour as Deputy Commander of U.S. Naval Forces, Korea. And I'm proud to say that he is one of our own, JU class of 1996. Please welcome Captain Leverett as he leads the Midshipman Oath of Office for our 21 incoming NROTC cadets.
Candidates, please rise. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely, without mental reservation or purpose of evasion. That I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter. So help me God. Congratulations. Please be seated.
Thank you, Captain. Thank you, sir. I would now like you to meet Dr. Robert and Mrs. Cindy Luton, who are proud parents of Jacob Luton. Jacob is a senior in our College of Fine Arts, majoring in glass blowing and with a minor in education. Rob and Cindy are the current chairs for the President's Parents Council and have served on the council since its inception. Rob is a familiar face in the Brooks Rehabilitation College of Healthcare Sciences, where our Keigwin School of Nursing students have heard him on a number of occasions regarding pediatric resuscitation techniques and the use of the Broslow-Luton color-coded tape, which he co-created, that helps save the lives of children all over the world. A rescue coordinator for a local nonprofit animal rescue, Cindy is also an inspiration. She created Dogs for Dolphins on our campus, scheduling service dog visits for students during finals week. Cindy, also a retired nurse, cares for her son Matthew full-time. Cindy, Rob, and Jacob are Matthew's #1 fans and provide loving support as he lives on the autism spectrum. Rob and Cindy have also always provided loving support to Jacob, who lives daily with type 1 diabetes. After all, that's what families do: support each other in the fun times and the challenging times. And because Jacksonville University is first and foremost a family, we are privileged to have Rob and Cindy come forward as Cindy leads us all in the family oath.
Students, you may remain seated as we surround you with the care and commitment of the JU family. Everyone else, please stand and repeat after me. To support my university student through these years of growth and opportunity is a matter of great pride and joy. I promise to respect the changes I see in my student, celebrate my student's independence, and trust in my student to take responsibility for his or her own actions. I will offer help when it is asked of me, and will encourage my student to utilize the resources that Jacksonville University provides to foster his or her own success. Most of all, I hope that my student finds a calling that makes the heart sing and uses his or her abilities and the education they receive at Jacksonville University to positively impact their community and become their personal best. Thank you. Please be seated.
Thank you, Cindy and Rob. At this point in our program, as we near the conclusion of our time together, allow me to draw your attention to the left. Affixed high along our Howard Administration Building, you'll see our legacy logo, which features the Greek phrase, Fiat Lux, or let there be light. And I'm working to light my candle. I ask the platform to join me in lighting their candle. For centuries, light has been an expression for warmth, vision, the enlightenment of knowledge, the dawning of experience, and the revealing of new paths and possibilities. And we have no doubt that these paths will carry you to new and exciting places. You can be a shining light to others, a glow that welcomes and illuminates, rather than a glaring light that blinds or distracts. So as we light our candles, please stand and join me. That's beautiful. Let's let these flames burn a few moments longer. And please let us welcome back our student ensemble to lead us in the Jacksonville University alma mater.
On the banks of the wide St. John's stands our alma mater dear, where by striving and through our friendships we find a pathway clear. It's the place where our thoughts return as through this busy world we roam. For our memories will always lead us back to our college home.
Thank you. You can please extinguish your candles and be seated. Oh, I know. I know. As we close our ceremony this evening, I invite you to join me in one final JU tradition, the passing of the torch. Since the first Olympic game in 776 BC, athletes from all over the world have gathered to represent their respective countries in both competition and camaraderie. Each Olympic ceremony begins with a single flame, symbolizing harmony and goodwill. As you begin your college career together, I charge you with supporting one another and growing together as a family. Tonight, I pass the ceremonial torch to your Dean of Students, Dr. Christy Gover, to hereby symbolize your transition into Jacksonville University. As we wrap up this evening, let me offer you this charge. Together may you rise into leadership and success, excellence and service, harmony and goodwill. Thank you and good evening.